Dan Horn and Anthony Buford back at the shoe. Delighted to have you watching our coverage of Bearcat basketball here on Fox 19. The Cats at 16-1 and taking on the 8-8 Memphis Tigers. Cincinnati leading the all-time series 30-26. They've played 10 times here at the shoe. Cincinnati leads in those games 9-1, but the fact that Memphis has ever come in here and won is somewhat significant since only 19 teams have been able to do so. Actually, there have been 19 losses here, fewer than 19 teams, because a couple of teams have won more than once. Memphis won here back in 1995. Michael Wilson, you'll remember him, had 33 points in that ball game. Now a member of the Harlem Globetrotters and the all-time record holder for dunking on the highest basket. He dunked on an 11-foot, 11-inch basket. It's an amazing stat for Michael Wilson. Cincinnati with the third longest home court winning streak going in the country. Utah now #1 at 45. Duke second at 43. Duke has a home game tonight against NC State. Murray State had the longest home court winning streak until last weekend when the Racers saw their streak end at 47. Memphis has been fairly good at home this year, 7-2 in its home games, but awful on the road. The Tigers are 1-6 on the road. They began the year in Maui, where they were knocked off badly by Georgetown to begin the season before getting it together in their third ball game and finally recording their first win. We are set for the Cincinnati Bell tip-off. And it is controlled by Kenyon Martin and the Bearcats. Cincinnati in its home white, Memphis in very bright blue road uniforms.
Well, Memphis starting out in the man-to-man early in this game. Look for the Bearcats to try and go inside immediately.
Jermaine Tate coming off the big offensive game against Ohio, where he had a season-high 14 points. His first shot of the night, no good, but it goes out of bounds off Memphis big man Kelly Wise.
Well, we'll see if Tate can maintain his confidence after he left that first shot pretty short.
Memphis has some size in the starting lineup. A 6'11 kid and a 6'10 kid. Kenyon Martin shoots, does not get the roll, and Kelly Wise has the rebound for Memphis.
It's kind of an awkward shot right there by Kenyon. Never got himself square into the basket. And that's probably a good reason why he missed that shot.
Tate has the assignment of guarding Kelly Wise, coming off that 27-point game. His first shot of the night is no good, and the rebound is deflected out to Jermaine Tate. We played a minute with no score.
Bearcats doing a good job of moving the basketball around the court.
Kenyon Martin rejected by Kelly Wise. Kenyon gets revenge with a block shot. And another block for Cincinnati. Ball goes out of bounds off Memphis.
Both teams aggressive in the paint, going up with shots, and the rejection city has shown up in the Shoemaker Center as Kenyon gets a block right there on that replay, and we didn't get a chance to look at him getting his shot rejected.
Kenyon inside, goes up with a left hand and scores. He got Kelly Wise to jump, then went up strong and dropped in the first basket of the game.
That's just solid patience in the post, using all of his moves, got a little up and under going right there, and was able to finish with the left hand.
Barron shoots over Kenyon, and the rebound is pulled down by Tate. So Kelly Wise is covering Kenyon Martin, but on the other end, Kenyon is guarding Earl Barron. Less of a threat and less likely, obviously, for Kenyon to get into foul trouble. Now Jermaine Tate picks up an offensive foul as he knocks down Barron.
Well, Tate had the right idea right there with the nice pump fake as we get a look at the Bearcats' tough interior defense. Tate had the right idea. He just leaned in on the shot. Once you take that one dribble and you get a little closer, just go straight up and shoot the basketball instead of leaning in.
Tate attempted 10 shots against Ohio. It was the first time this year he's had double-figure shots. Kenyon Martin leaps to block Kelly Wise again, his second block of the night. Adding to his career total now at 243, and Dermar Johnson comes out of the rafters to throw one down.
Strong finish by the freshman as he was able to take it baseline. And I think Kelly Wise thought he was going to block that one, but he got posterized.
Trask shoots. His bank attempt is no good. Tate with the rebound and the looping outlet to Logan. Logan will pull up. Logan tips it up. Wise has the rebound for Memphis. And the Tigers have a running opportunity. Trask for three. Air ball. The freshman, Kelly Trask, I beg your pardon, Courtney Trask, coming off a 24-point game against South Florida, jacks up an air ball from three-point range.
Well, that shot we just saw right there shows a little pad on Trask's shoulder. Injured his shoulder, and he's wearing a little pad to protect it.
Kenyon with a jump hook over Wise. It is good. 6-0 Bearcats. Memphis is 0 for 8 from the floor so far, and Cincinnati has built a 6-0 lead.
Well, the Bearcats getting off to another one of those fast starts.
Kenyon with rejection number 3. Memphis now 0 for 9, make it 0 for 10 as Tate pulls down the rebound.
Well, the shot clock general is raining again.
Kenyon with 3 blocks in the first 3.5 minutes, and he hits the 16-foot jump shot. 6 points for Kenyon Martin. 8-0 Cincinnati. Timeout, Memphis.
Well, Kenyon Martin's got it going early. He's knocking down all kinds of shots in the post, and he's rejecting shots on the defensive end. That's what a true player of the year does. And Kenyon Martin, USA Today had a nice spread on him showing that he is the best player in the country so far this year. And get a look at him, and that's the reason why, because he plays on both ends, offensively and defensively, getting 3.3 blocks a game. He's already got his average with 3.
You mentioned the USA Today naming Kenyon Martin the player of the year for the first half of the year. They documented it with some nice statistics. Cincinnati on top of this one, 8-zip. Here's a replay of Dermar Johnson going airborne.
How about the freshman going strong and finishing big time over Wise? Can't anticipate how much strength is in those little legs of his.
Memphis scoreless in the first roughly 3.5 minutes. The Tigers 0 for 10 from the floor. 4 of their first 10 shots have been blocked. 3 by Kenyon, 1 by Jermaine Tate.
Well, that's really what's carried the Bearcats when they've really gone out, gotten after people defensively. They've blown the game wide open early. This right here looks like they've kind of gotten from under that rock that we talked about in the opening.
Cincinnati essentially had 2 days off over the weekend after playing the midnight game on Friday. The NCAA stipulated that they could not practice Saturday or Sunday, so a rare, basically 2-day break for the Bearcats. When they returned to practice on Monday, Bob Huggins was breathing fire. He was going to make sure that Cincinnati got back to form. 12 minutes into that practice, the Bearcats ran their first set of sprints. 2 minutes later, they ran their second set of sprints, and the tie-up of Tate and Logan forces Memphis to call another timeout.
Well, that was right in front of Bob Huggins. He wanted to travel, and I couldn't really see if the Memphis player did move his feet, move his pivot foot, but well, that's a strong call to make right in front of the coach. As you get a look at Trask, his left foot is his pivot, and it looks like he maintains it. So good call by the officials, awarded him the timeout.
Memphis has the #1 shooter in Conference USA, at least in terms of field goal percentage, in Kelly Wise. That percentage is going to drop tonight unless he has a severe reversal of fortune. Kenyon Martin right behind him on the list, and Pete Michael also in the top 5. The Bearcats are the #1 shooting team in Conference USA, and the Cats rank 4th nationally. This is Barron, the 6'11 freshman. Now it's Moody, who can have big offensive games. Pete Michael is on Moody. Moody's shot is no good. Wise with the offensive rebound. He misses the putback. Memphis now 0 for 12 from the field. That goes out of bounds on Pete Michael, and we have an officials timeout. We played 4 minutes and 9 seconds. The Tigers have attempted 12 shots and missed all of them. The score, 8-0 Cincinnati. This season, Provident Bank and the American Cancer Society have teamed up with the Bearcats and the Bob Huggins Foundation in the fight against cancer. Every time a Bearcat makes a free throw, Provident Bank donates $50 to the Bob Huggins Foundation in support of Coaches versus Cancer. Memphis trying to get on the board. More than 4 minutes into the game, and there is a turnover as that ball was thrown right to Kenyon Martin by Shannon Foreman. However, Memphis gets it back as Moody intercepts a pass. Trask blocked by Kenyon. Number 4, Barron rejected by Kenyon. That's called goaltending. I don't buy it. It would have been block number 5, but Memphis finally gets on the scoreboard as Kenyon Martin is called for goaltending.
Oh, I'd like to take a look at that one, Dan. I think he got 2 in a row. He tried to grab the first shot block as Trask comes in and tries to lay it up real high. But Kenyon actually tried to grab that one, but he didn't get it. But he was still able to keep it in play. He got another shot block, and that's the good thing that Kenyon does, is he's keeping his blocks in play. Hopefully his teammates can pick it up.
Earl Barron gets credit for the bucket. His first, obviously Memphis's first. It took nearly 5 minutes for the Tigers to score. Cincinnati up 8-2. Kenyon with 4 official blocks already. Nearly 1 a minute. Ryan Fletcher off the bench for Jermaine Tate hits the short turnaround. Cincinnati's lead is 10-2. Foreman driving on Dermar Johnson. Offensive foul called on Shannon Foreman.
Well, Foreman drove down into no man's land, and once he picked up his dribble, he really didn't have anywhere to go. As you see him head towards the baseline, and Kenyon Martin laying back there, and he lowers his shoulder and a little chicken wing into DeMar Johnson and picks up the offensive foul.
Memphis on a pace to score 16 points in this game. Good ball movement leading to the open jumper fight by Kenyon. He missed it. Rebounded by Earl Barron. Moody trying to answer quickly. There's block number 5 for Kenyon. Averaging 1 a minute. Wise. Block number 6 for Kenyon.
Yeah, I think Kenyon hit his hand on the rim also. We'll see if he'll be okay.
Kenyon's career high for blocks is 10, set as a sophomore. Against DePaul, he has 6 already.
Well, Marcus Moody comes in, and again, the teardrop shot is not allowed in the paint as Kenyon Martin is denying all shots attempted.
Dermar Johnson for 3. And the rebound is deflected to Trask. Long outlet to Moody. Michael catches up. Moody's three-pointer, no good. And Ryan Fletcher wins the battle for the rebound. Kenny Satterfield pushes it up court. Great bounce pass to Pete Michael, who draws the foul from Kenny Wise.
That was a real nice look right there by Satterfield as he pushed the basketball down. And the fundamental thing that he does is he slows down around the free throw line, and he makes the nice pass to Pete Michael, and he draws the foul. Memphis
now 1 for 17. 6 of those shots blocked by Kenyon Martin, and the one that went in didn't go in. Kenyon was called for goaltending. Michael misses the first free throw. Leonard Stokes will check in as Dermar Johnson heads to the bench.
Well, just in case any of the Memphis faithful are tuning this in on satellite, Kenyon Martin has uttered, come strong or don't come at all, because the shot block general has recommended that if you don't, all shots will be rejected and it will be detrimental to your field goal percentage.
The shot block general. Michael makes the second. Pete's first point of the game. Cincinnati leads 11-2. Paris London in the ball game now for Memphis.
I'm quite surprised that Johnny Jones hasn't put Keyron Shine in the game. He's instant offense off of the bench, and they need some scoring desperately.
Marcus Moody now guarded by Stokes. Michael had shut him down thus far. James Harris, not an offensive-minded player, misses the shot, gets the offensive rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds by Kenyon Martin.
Well, they call a foul on Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon's first.
Kenyon got caught sticking his hand in the cookie jar.
James Harris at the line, a 6'9" senior. And his first free throw, no good. Harris making 76% of his foul shots so far this season. Tigers have a chance from the line. After all, Kenyon can't block their free throws. And the second one is good. That is the first time in this game the Tigers have had the sensation of a ball actually going through the net. Kenny Satterfield trapped in the backcourt. He calls a timeout before giving up the ball.
Well, that was the first time that Memphis was able to employ their full court trapping defense. They were able to do that after the free throw and get themselves set. They really haven't been able to because they haven't scored any baskets. Like you said, the first basket that they actually got was a goaltending call. So Bearcats have got to be careful. Now they know they're going to get pressed.
As you see, Kenyon Martin 60% of the way to tying his school record of 10 blocks. Now that could have been goaltending because he went through the rim. It should have been goaltending.
Should have been goaltending.
That was block number 6. Kenyon shares the UC record for most blocks in a game. Rick Roberson also had 10. And Jim Ard had 10 as well.
At this pace, Kenyon might end up with 12 or 13 blocks if he keeps rejecting them.
Fletcher with a nice feed to Kenyon. Count the bucket. He'll go to the line to try for a three-point play.
Give credit to Fletcher that time. He drew the defense and made the dish. And Kenyon Martin finished the play off. As the penetration draws the defense and Kenyon finishes strong and takes the hit.
Foul was on Shannon Foreman, his second. Chiron Chapman getting set to come in for Memphis. Jermaine Tate will also come back in for Cincinnati. Kenyon completes the three-point play. He has 9 points. And he will take a brief break as Tate replaces Kenyon Martin in the Bearcats lineup. Kenyon coming off a 9-point game against Ohio in the midnight game Friday. He played 35 minutes and only scored 9 points. He was 3 for 9 from the floor in the game. He's obviously come back strong offensively so far in this one. Trask misses a short shot. James Harris with a rebound and then the travel. Memphis 1 for 19 from the floor.
Well, Memphis now, they're not afraid to attack the basket. As you saw that time, Trask, he just drove all the way to the basket to try and lay it in because there's no fear because Kenyon Martin is out of the game now. And they're rebounding the basketball, which is unusual because they are typically out-rebounded by their opponents, but they're getting on the glass this evening.
Cats up 14-3. Kenyon Martin with 9 of Cincinnati's 14 points. Plus 6 blocks already.
Bearcats running their motion.
Fletch misses the three-pointer. And it hits the rim and goes out of bounds. Fletch has not made a three-point shot in his last 4 games.
Bob Huggins not happy with that shot. Wants Fletcher to move the basketball. And Bearcats were running their motion. They need to get more ball movement, maybe get a back cut to the basket for an easy basket.
Marcus Moody trapped, and that'll be picked up by Jermaine Tate. A bad pass by Moody. Johnson open for 3. And the offensive rebound goes out of bounds off Leonard Stokes. Stokes argues that Paris London hit it out, but Memphis will have the ball.
Wow, I think Stokes may have gotten stoked on that one. As you see, the trap forces the turnover. Jermaine Tate playing center field. They get a wide open three-point shot by Johnson. He normally knocks that down. You see this fight for the basketball right here. It looks like Paris London definitely slapped that basketball out of bounds.
Steve Logan comes back in for Cincinnati. Leonard Stokes heads to the bench. So it's the double point guard lineup for Cincinnati with Satterfield and Logan in at the same time. Chiron Chapman guarded by Dermar Johnson. Marcus Moody for 3. And that's out of bounds off Memphis. The Tigers 1 for 20 in the first 8 minutes and 13 seconds. We have a timeout with 11:47 left in the first half. It's Cincinnati 14, Memphis 3. you'll stay tuned after the game for the latest weather news on the 10 o'clock news. And after that, a new Get Real. A minor traffic accident causes more damage to the family than it does their car. Watch Get Real at a special time tonight at 11 here on Fox 19.
Well, Johnny Jones has brought in Kenyon Shine, instant offense off of the bench. 5'11", super quick dynamo.
And not shy about shooting. Cincinnati leading 14-3.
Well, Memphis has shifted into the zone. So far, the Bearcats haven't handled it very well. It's a scrambling zone defense.
Logan for three. Dermar Johnson can't tip it in. Kelly Wise has the rebound for Memphis. Wise with 4 boards already. Kenyon Martin will check back in for Cincinnati. Kenyon Shine has a high scoring game this year of 39 points. That is Shine, and his three-pointer is good. Kenyon averaging about 11 points a game. He had 39 against Miami when Memphis knocked off the then 25th ranked Hurricanes.
He comes in the game and immediate dividends are paid.
Jermaine Tate with a beautiful feed to Kenny Satterfield. Satterfield lays it in. Now a steal by Satterfield, and he scores again. 4 quick points for Sat. Cincinnati leads 18-6.
Well, the Bearcats, they went with their face guarding press, and that's why Satterfield was able to pick up the quick steal and drop in his second bucket of this evening.
Paris London fakes the jumper over Ryan Fletcher, feeds Shine, and Shine scores. Kenyon Shine, exactly as you predicted, Anthony, comes off the bench and scores 5 quick points.
And I was really surprised that Jones waited so long to put him in the game, because he comes right in and he's not bashful and he's not afraid, and he gets some shots up.
Satterfield drives, high arcing shot is no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Paris London. Kenyon Shine opened the season as Memphis' starting point guard. Fletcher with the steal, and Satterfield loses it back to Shine. It's a 2-on-2 fast break. Trask feeds London. Paris London comes up short, and Ryan Fletcher goes up to grab the rebound with one hand. 18-8, Cincinnati leads Memphis.
Bearcats now facing this scrambling, trapping 2-3 zone. They need to get someone flashing into the middle. That'll be wide open, because it will be a big guy against a smaller player.
Steve Logan cut into the opening, but Ryan Fletcher's pass was deflected out of bounds. Kenyon Martin back in, Pete Michael back in. Kenyon has 9 points, so he has outscored Memphis in the first 11 minutes of this game. He also, more importantly, has 6 blocked shots already. Cats are up by 10.
You've got Pete Michael, who's the smallest perimeter guy outside of Logan.
Logan called for traveling, a rare turnover for Steve, who has only committed 23 all season. This is Cincinnati's 18th game.
Well, you see Bob Huggins has gone with his big lineup because he wants the advantage of height at the free throw line when any of his guys flash in there, for the exception of Steve Logan, so that they can see over the defense and make plays. Look for Memphis to set some screens for Shine. He's coming off a double and now a single. Bearcats aware of him. Put a double team on him immediately.
Jones gets it past Kenyon Martin, but his bank shot is good. Jamale Jones, averaging 5 points a game, has his first bucket of this one. Memphis back within 8. Bad pass by Tate, picked off by Trask. The foul is on Kenyon Martin. That is number 2 on Kenyon.
Well, Kenyon just in the wrong place at the wrong time, picking up that foul.
Kenyon will stay in for the time being. Bob Huggins goes to the super big lineup now with Donald Little coming in. Now Kenyon Martin heads to the bench. Little, Tate, and Michael up front. Leonard Stokes and Dermar Johnson in the backcourt. Stokes will be the point guard in this alignment.
Stokes got his hands full with, will have his hands full with Shine, as the little guy will run all over the place, try and free himself up.
Chapman gets Michael in the air. His shot is no good. Dermar Johnson has the rebound for Cincinnati.
Well, Cincinnati really hasn't been able to get into their running game, and when they get into their set offense, they're facing a scrambling, now it's a 1-2-2 zone defense.
Tate goes over the little guy, Shine, to get the offensive rebound. Brings the fans to life here at the shoe.
And now they're falling back into a 2-3. It's just they're scrambling so much. I don't think the Bearcats can really figure out where the openings are right now.
Dermar Johnson can't get the three-pointer to drop. Chapman with a rebound from Memphis. Jones shoots. Tipped up, no good by Wise. That'll be out of bounds off Stokes. And we have a timeout with 7:17 left in the first half. Memphis hanging around despite 4 for 27 shooting. That is 15%. But the margin is only 8 at Cincinnati 18, Memphis 10. Welcome back to the shoe, where Cincinnati leads Memphis 18-10 with 7:17 left in the first half. The Grand Kenyon has certainly been spectacular so far tonight. 6 blocks in the game, giving him 247 in his UC career. That's 101 more than the number 2 guy in the all-time UC list, Rick Roberson, who had 146. Kenyon with 9 points so far in the game. If he gets to 18 tonight, he'll reach the 1,000 plateau for his UC career.
Well, so far, Memphis has done a good job defensively. They just haven't been able to knock him down, shooting only 15% from the field. They commit a turnover there.
A foul called away from the ball on Kelly Wise, who picks up his second. Kenny Satterfield comes back into the game, and Dermar Johnson takes a seat. Memphis only shooting 15%, but Cincinnati is only at 38%. The Cats have not been able to pull away. Satterfield for 3. Rebounded by Marcus Moody.
Well, so far the strategy that Memphis has employed defensively has been perfect.
And Shoemaker Jones makes his second bucket since coming into the game. Memphis is only down by 6.
Memphis has shown great poise, worked themselves back into this ball game.
Donald Little with a nice move to the hoop. Does not get the roll. And Memphis has the rebound.
And Memphis has given up 1 shot and 1 shot only.
Shoemaker Jones to the corner. Chiron Chapman for 3. Got it. It's a 3-point Cincinnati lead.
Well, exactly what I said in the opening. If they can find their defensive presence in this game, it'll be a close one. And that's what they've done. They've switched to a zone defense, a scrambling 2-3 zone, and they've prevented the Bearcats from scoring.
Satterfield tries to feed Michael. It's knocked out of bounds by Jones. After making one of its first 20 shots, Memphis has hit 5 of the last 9.
Well, offensively, they're very gifted, and they just had to show some patience. They were rushing their shots early. They're on a 9-0 run over the last 5 minutes, and offensively, they knew they'd get it together. It's on the defensive end where they had to be concerned, and so far, the Bearcats haven't figured out how to solve this defense that they're facing.
It's also helped immeasurably that Kenyon Martin's on the bench with 2 fouls, so he can't block everything inside.
Absolutely. You would think that the Bearcats would have the advantage inside when the tempo is slowed and it's a half-court game, but so far they haven't been able to take advantage of it.
Satterfield driving on Shine, but he can't get the shot to go. Here comes Keyron.
Keyron has been a stabilizing influence on this basketball team as he's come in and knocked down some shots. He's given his teammates some confidence.
Marcus Moody having trouble getting anything over Pete Michael. He shoots. And the rebound is pulled down by Kenny Satterfield. Satterfield feeds Tate. Jermaine draws the foul.
But you may not have noticed on that particular play, Satterfield knew Tate was out in front. He did not give him the basketball because it might have been a turnover. He waited till Tate got to the point where he wouldn't have to dribble and then tried to give it to him. Tate was able to draw the foul right there.
Foul was called on Chiron Chapman, his first. Tate misses the free throw. Jermaine only making 44% of his foul shots this season. Jermaine makes the second. Cincinnati leads by 4, 19-15. Jamale Jones driving on Fletch, rejected by Jermaine Tate.
Well, Tate has proven he can block some shots too. That is his 21st block on the season.
And second of the game, so 8 blocks for the Bearcats. Their high this season has been 15. Jones could not get the reverse up high enough. Chapman blocked by Tate. 3 blocks for Jermaine Tate.
Well, that actually gives Jermaine Tate 23 blocks on the season. So Tate rejected a few down low.
Moody shoots and scores. Marcus Moody off the inbounds pass. Makes his first basket of the game. He's averaging about 14 points a game. Memphis within 2.
And Memphis has gotten themselves back in this game because of the zone defense.
Satterfield leaves a great pass for Pete Michael. Pete slams it home. Johnny Jones has been called for a technical. He thought there should have been a charge as Kenny Satterfield made the feed, and Johnny Jones gets the tee.
That's an unfortunate technical right there. As you see, Satterfield drive baseline and lead a pass, and you don't call that when the player is standing that close to the basket. And you know, I think in the NCAA they need to draw that dotted line around the basket the same way they do it in the NBA. And any player trying to take a charge within that line, it will not be called. And that's a judgment call. You know what happens now is the Bearcats get to score another 2 points plus take the basketball out. So this could be a 6-point play for them.
Steve Logan makes the first technical free throw. Logan making 89% of his foul shots this season. Steve hits them both. So it's been a 4-point play thus far. The dunk by Michael. 2 free throws by Logan. Cincinnati has the ball. Up by 6. 23-16.
Well, Kenyon Martin has entered this game, and I think what Huggins has realized is it's difficult to keep his best player out of the game facing this zone because this team right now, they are really struggling trying to find some scoring against this scrambling zone defense.
Logan for 3. Michael with the offensive rebound and the putback. It is a 6-point play for Cincinnati.
And that should be there all night for the Bearcats against this zone because you don't have blockout responsibility, so they really should rebound the ball offensively like a terror.
Kenyon Martin with a steal for Cincinnati. Logan brings it up court. Cats are up by 8. And we'll have a foul on Cincinnati under the hoop. It's not on Kenyon Martin, thankfully. It is on Pete Michael, his first. Check that. Ryan Fletcher called for the foul. It is his first. We have a timeout with 3:30 left in the first half. It's Cincinnati 25, Memphis 17. Dan Horn and Anthony Buford back at the shoe. Cincinnati leading Memphis by 8. As we take a look at our 4-game summary, neither team shooting very well. Kenyon Martin has something to do with that, as he has blocked 6 Memphis shots.
Well, both teams bricking it up tonight. But how about the rebounding edge that Memphis has? 25-19. They are really getting on the glass. Gangster style basketball, it gives you all kinds of shots.
Kenyon Martin with the interception for Cincinnati. It's a 4-on-2 fast break. Kenyon feeds Satterfield. Kenny misses. Rebounded by Chapman, who gets rid of it to Trask. Now Moody. Marcus Moody throws it down. Cincinnati had a golden opportunity to score and did not put the ball in.
Well, Logan's gamble right there gave up an easy basket to Moody. He was able to finish with the dunk.
Cats had a 4-on-2 break and did not get a very good shot. Pete Michael shoots and scores. Pete has 7 points now, and Cincinnati's lead is back to 8.
Pete Michael shoots the spin fadeaway. It's a tough shot against his own defense, but again, that's what you need. You need to make shots.
Jamel Jones, not an outside shooter, missed the 3-point attempt. Cincinnati's going to be called for a foul going after the rebound. It's on Kenny Satterfield. It's his first.
Take a look here at Marcus Moody in the open court. Little fella goes up and finishes strong.
This is Moody, guarded by Logan. Pete Michael has guarded Moody for the most part in this game. Courtney Trask. Tough shot, rejected by Kenyon. There's number 7. To 3-on-2 fast break. Satterfield's pass to Logan is behind him, and the Bearcats blow a great opportunity again.
Well, the Bearcats are really not in sync. Not running the fast break very well, but Kenyon Martin sees this developing the whole way, and he's there to reject it right to Kenny Satterfield, keeping the ball in play and starting the fast break, which the Bearcats were unable to finish.
7 blocks for Kenyon Martin. Playing with 2 fouls late in the first half. 1:55 to go. Cincinnati up by 8. Barron guarded by Kenyon.
Well, Barron needs to attack Kenyon Martin with 2 fouls. He's got to take the basketball at him.
Barron shoots. It's no good. Kenyon goes up strong to get the rebound. He has 4 rebounds in the game. And that's a travel called on Jamel Jones, who nearly had a steal for Memphis.
Well, Memphis, they have the right idea. Attack Kenyon Martin. Well, now Kenyon's going out of the game. But what you need is you need someone to take the basketball strong at Kenyon and try and draw his third.
9 points, 4 rebounds, 7 blocks for Kenyon so far. Perhaps the second triple-double of his career is in the making tonight.
Bearcats are running their triangles offense against the zone. The big guys all running triangle.
And Steve Logan finally hits a 3-pointer for Cincinnati. The Bearcats had been 0 for 9 from 3-point range before Steve Logan connected.
That's the only thing that's going to loosen up his zone pressure is knocking down some outside shots.
Barron shoots. His line drive jumper is no good. Satterfield with a rebound for Cincinnati.
Not a good shot by Barron, and Satterfield commits the turnover and gives up the dunk.
Jamel Jones throws it down after Trask picked Kenny Satterfield's pocket.
Memphis doing a great job of getting back all 5 players into the paint, and they were waiting for Satterfield.
Tate throws it away. Cats lead by 9. And Johnny Jones wants to take some time off the clock with 27 seconds left in the half and almost that much time left on the shot clock. There is about a 1-second difference. Trask, who has not scored in the first half, guarded by Logan. 10 seconds left in the half. Trask puts up an air ball. Jamel Jones gets the rebound and scores. He's had a great half.
Well, that has been the offense. That has been the offense for Memphis. Throw it up and go rebound it and put it back in. Out-rebounded the Bearcats, and they've really stayed after it, stayed patient, and kept this. They're keeping this game close.
Jamel Jones averaging 5 a game with 8 in the first half. Cincinnati led by as many as 12, but heads to the locker room only up by 7. It's halftime at the Shoe. The score: Cincinnati 30, Memphis 23.
Inside tandem in the country, the Kenyon Martin and Pete Michael and Jermaine Tate, Ryan Fletcher, they really attack you inside. They make teams foul, and then they've got the great penetration of Satterfield, who really puts pressure on teams. So they create such a so much pressure by attacking the basket.
So far, this game is true to form. Cincinnati is 5 of 7 from the line. Memphis just 1 of 2.
Well, Cincinnati doesn't shoot a lot of three-pointers. They really attack the basket.
And the way they have shot three-pointers so far in this game, they shouldn't shoot any more. 1 for 10 thus far. Kelly Wise shoots. His banker is no good. Rebounded by Earl Barron, who misses. Kenyon loses the ball to Foreman. Now Kenyon gets it back.
Kenyon going after that ball.
Dermar Johnson for 3. The shot no good. Tate with the offensive rebound. Tate loses the ball. Picked off on the run by Courtney Trask.
Tate made the big mistake of bringing the basketball down, and he made himself 6'1" instead of 6'8".
Wise trying to draw a foul from Kenyon. Instead, he's called for double dribbling.
Kenyon being very physical with Wise. Wise has an assortment of moves. He can score with his back to the basket. He can also face up and shoot the basketball. He just hasn't been able to get on track this evening, and that's largely due to Kenyon's defense.
Cats by 7. 1 minute into the second half. Dermar Johnson right to the hoop. Blocked by Wise. Tate can't follow. And the foul will be called on Earl Barron of Memphis.
Kenyon Martin picks up his 3rd, going over the back.
Beg your pardon. I thought Kenyon was the person who drew the foul, not the person who was called for it. It is number 3 on Kenyon.
Well, Kelly Wise does a great job of coming over and blocking that shot. And Kenyon goes over the back to try and get that rebound.
Kenyon guards Barron, who throws it out of bounds. The freshman trying to contend with the senior, and quite possibly the nation's best defender. And Barron was not up to the challenge there.
Well, Memphis, they've got the right idea. They just have the wrong matchup. You can't take Barron, a freshman, and try and have him score against Kenyon Martin. Right now, Barron's just not ready to take on that responsibility. But they're staying in the game with this zone defense, as the Bearcats have not been able to get the basketball in scoring position where they'd like.
Memphis doing a nice job of quickly springing double teams on Bearcat offensive players. The shot clock is down to 4. Kenyon shoots, and it is no good, and rebounded by Memphis.
The zone does its job. It forces a bad shot by the Bearcats.
Barron over Kenyon, and the shot is good. Earl Barron with his 2nd bucket of the game. The first was on a goaltending call on Kenyon. Memphis scores the first basket of the second half and pulls within 5.
That was a tough shot right there made by Barron. And if I'm Memphis, I don't want to live on that diet.
Kenyon right to the hoop, and he lays it in. Kenyon's in double figures with 11. Cincinnati leads by 7.
Well, Kenyon could be looking at another triple-double. He's got 7 blocks. He's already double figures with points. And he's got 5 rebounds, so he's halfway there in the rebound department.
Wise shoots and gets the roll. Kelly Wise, who did not score in the first half, gets on the board early in the second half. He was 0 for 6 from the floor in the first half.
Yeah, that time right there, you got a chance to see Kelly Wise perform with his back towards the basket.
Logan is open for 3. Jermaine Tate with the offensive rebound. Michael from the foul line banks it in.
I wonder, did Pete Michael call the bank right there? He kind of leaned in and shot that line drive right off the glass. I don't know if he meant to do that.
Seems highly unlikely. He rarely attempts bank shots. That's out of bounds off Kenyon Martin. Ryan Fletcher will come in for Cincinnati. And Tate will head to the bench.
Well, Tate feeds Michael, and he shoots a hard one off the glass. He doesn't crack a smile, so maybe he intended to do that.
Michael is 4 for 5 from the floor in this game, and now Ryan Fletcher has been called for a foul and a technical foul.
Well, Fletcher immediately comes into the game and costs his club by committing the foul and then compounding everything with the technical. As you see, he's grappling. They call that grappling, or was that wrestling? Wrestling in the post. Kelly Wise.
So Fletch goes from 1 foul to 3 fouls. Kenyon Shine makes the first free throw. Memphis within 6. Make it 5. And the Tigers will have the ball.
Well, again, as I indicated earlier, the Bearcats look like the burden of #1 is getting to them. They just haven't been tenacious, and especially on the offensive end, attacking this zone defense. They're playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
Kenyon Shine misses the 3-point attempt, and it's knocked out of bounds by Memphis. I'll say this, as good as Cincinnati is, and as well as the Bearcats have played for the balance of this season, their players have been called for way too many technical fouls. Bob Huggins has only been called for 1, but the players have been charged with an inordinate number of technical fouls when they mouthed off after being called for a foul. It's simply uncalled for.
Well, how about this? Bob Huggins sitting over there on the bench.
We have an official's timeout. That'll get Huggs off his seat. 15:58 left in the ball game, and it's a close one. Cincinnati 34, Memphis 29. Well, at least this guy has an excuse for not being able to shoot. Bearcats' excuse is not quite as easy to explain. Cincinnati at 37% from the floor, 1 for 12 from 3-point range. Memphis only making 25% of its shots, but considering the 1 for 20 start, Tigers have been fairly solid since. Bearcats with the ball, up by 5. 15:53 left in the game.
Bearcats need to get a lot of crisp movements and penetration.
Jermaine Tate misses the shot. Kenyon cannot put it back up and in.
Well, Huggins has always said that even if you don't shoot the basketball well from the field, that doesn't mean you should lose. So that he basically is saying this team had better make them shoot worse.
Shannon Foreman with a turnover as he carried the ball. Turnover number 13 for the Tigers. Cincinnati has 10.
You know, Tommy Rucker, he called that carry last night in the Indiana-Iowa game. He called it against one of the Iowa guys, and I really thought that was a bad call, and I think that one was a bad call.
Kenyon Martin misses one, then draws the foul. Well, when Kenyon's received the ball in the paint, Memphis has not offered much resistance, but Cincinnati has not done a good job of getting him the ball, or perhaps Kenyon has not done a good job of demanding it.
He's still working hard, though, in the paint. That's what you got to have out of your All-American. Just the Bearcats haven't shown any patience to really try and work the basketball to Kenyon. But like you said, Kenyon really has to demand the basketball.
Kenyon's 5 for 10 from the floor. This will be his second trip to the line. He's made his only free throw. And he makes the first one here. 12 points for Kenyon. Cincinnati by 6. And he makes them both.
Well, free throws are going to be critical in this game. Both teams not doing well from the field, so you got to knock down free throws. Kenyon so far 3 for 3.
Kenyon Shine in the corner. Barron guarded by Kenyon Martin. Shine, deep three-pointer, got it. Kenyon Shine has 10 points off the bench.
The young man can flat out score. You got to get on him.
Dermar Johnson answers with a nice-looking corner jump shot. 4 points for DJ.
Shine right back at you real quick with the basketball, putting that offensive pressure on.
Barron over Kenyon Martin. The 6'11 freshman sticks the jumper.
All of a sudden, both teams have broken out with a little scoring frenzy.
It's a 4-point game. Cincinnati leading 38-34. Dermar for three. Pete Michael with the offensive rebound. Logan for three. Steve Logan. The only Bearcat who can hit from beyond the stripe in this game has made two, but Cincinnati is 2 for 14 from three-point range.
The Bearcats starting to knock down a few shots.
No call, plenty of contact. Memphis with the offensive rebound. Now the foul is called on Pete Michael.
Pete Michael had better be careful. Tommy Rucker has a short wick. He's the one that teed up Ryan Fletcher.
That's the first foul on Pete. Kelly Wise will go to the line.
Well, Pete thought he had a clean block. And that was Kelly Wise really doing all the flailing.
And the sophomore makes the first free throw. He is only a 50% foul shooter. Coming off that great game against South Florida 8 days ago. That was Memphis's last game. They had a week off to get ready for the Bearcats. It was a special week for Johnny Jones. A daughter was born last week. Jermaine Tate scores inside off the nice feed from Dermar Johnson.
Well, you can see the rhythm and the tempo for the Bearcats is picked up. And offensively, they're starting to get themselves on track.
Kieran Shine doing a lot of one-on-one stuff. Now the trap on Barron, and it's kicked out of bounds by Kenyon. Memphis will get a fresh 35.
This right here is an opportunity for Memphis to slow the Bearcats down, because the Bearcats right now are primed for one of those scoring spurts.
Foreman is out. Chapman is in. Cincinnati by 8 with 13:19 to go. Shine hits the three-pointer. That's 3 of them for Kieran Shine. Makes it a 5-point ball game.
Shine, he stops the bleeding for the Memphis Tigers as he comes off the screen, a set play on the inbounds, and knocks down a 3-point shot.
Kenyon Martin's shot is short, and that'll be a foul on Pete Michael, his second. Kieran Shine began the season as Memphis' starting point guard. They opened the year at the Maui Invitation. In 3 games, he did not have an assist. In the opening game of the year, he was 0 for 9 from the floor. Johnny Jones made Courtney Trask his point guard and made Kieran Shine his instant offense guy off the bench. And that role has certainly worked out well for Kieran Shine in this game.
Or Kieran is looking to come off a double screen on one side or a single on the other. He's the only guy that really has gotten himself on track offensively.
Offensive foul called on Chiron Chapman. Chapman likes to swing his free arm when he dribbles the ball. Gets away with it most of the time. Did a little hook job there and got called for.
And it didn't look like it was much, but it gave him an advantage, and that's the reason for the call. The offensive player gained an advantage by using his arm.
Second foul on Chiron Chapman. The Cats with the ball in a 5-point lead. Kenyon Martin from his favorite spot hits the jump shot. 15 for Kenyon.
Kenyon's up to 15 and 8 rebounds and 7 blocks.
First 6 of those blocks came in the first 6 minutes of the game. Great look by Chapman to Wise. He misses the dunk. A foul is called on Dermar Johnson.
From my vantage point, I thought that was an easy dunk for Wise. Dermar Johnson came flying from out of nowhere. That was a good hard foul to prevent the basket. Nothing malicious, even though it looked pretty dangerous there.
First foul on Dermar. And Kelly Wise makes the free throw. Kelly Wise ineligible at the start of the season, but he gained his eligibility and has become a very valuable scorer for Memphis, averaging a team-high 14 points a game. He has 5 so far tonight, and the difference is 5. It's Cincinnati 45, Memphis 40. Cincinnati with a 5-point lead with approximately 12 minutes to go here at the Shoe. The Bearcats, the only team left in Conference USA, still undefeated in league play. That's a look at the American Division standings. For years, the better teams have been in the American Division. UAB currently leading the National Division. Memphis finds itself tied for second in that division in league games at 1-2.
Well, Memphis has come out, changed the defense. They've extended it to a 1-3-1 at half court. Now they're falling back into their 1-3-1. They're going to trap out of this and scramble around and try to force the Bearcats into some awful shots.
Kenyon Martin inside. Draws, no, I beg your pardon, no foul. He is called for traveling.
Excellent call. Kenyon Martin, after the jump stop, got the happy feet.
25 left. Memphis hanging around. Keyron Shine misses from short range. Kelly Wise has it rejected by Kenyon. That's number 8. Chapman for 3. Rebounded by Kenyon. Rebound number 9 for Kenyon Martin as he nears his second career triple-double. Dermar Johnson cannot hit the floater. Wise has the rebound for Memphis. Play getting sloppy. Trask misses the 3. Dermar Johnson has the rebound.
A little up and down action by both teams. Either one getting really good shots.
Kenyon with a fake, then the drive, and his shot is good. 17 points for Kenyon, and the Bearcats lead is back up to 7.
Well, Kenyon has 999 points right now. His next point put him over 1,000 mark. Bearcats keeping a close eye on Keyron Shine as he's been the offense for Memphis.
Logan got away with grabbing his jersey, and now a foul is called on Dermar Johnson.
We'll take a look at Kenyon's 9th block. As Shine misses a shot, Wise rebounds, and Kenyon comes from the back and slaps the ceiling.
8 blocks for Kenyon, 9 rebounds, and 17 points. Barron at the line. This will be his first trip to the line tonight. Earl, a 52% free throw shooter. Misses. Rebounded by Tate. Cincinnati by 7, 47-40. Michael back to Satterfield. Good ball movement. Dermar Johnson comes flying in to slam home the Pete Michael miss.
Hey, did you get an ID on that truck that just came in? Wow. Dermar Johnson coming from the wing. Nice ball movement, gets a shot for Pete Michael, and here comes DeMar flying in from the wing to finish emphatically.
Cats lead back to 9 points. Keyron Shine. Rebounded by Dermar Johnson, getting active on both ends of the court.
Well, Shine has cooled off here as he's missed his last 3 shots.
Ryan Fletcher and James Harris having words. And official Tom Rucker blew the whistle. Made sure this thing did not get out of hand.
Well, that's a great job by Tommy Rucker right there. Not calling double fouls or fouls on the 2 young men. Instead, pulled them aside to calm down the emotion that both players are displaying and get this game back under control.
James Harris has been involved in a fight this year with C.J. Black of Tennessee. They got involved in a brawl, and it really hurt Memphis because 2 players came off the bench and automatically got ejected as well, since that is illegal. Pete Michaels' bad pass picked off by Kenyon Martin. Shine lays it up and in. 15 for Kenyon Martin.
15 big ones off the bench. He's kept them in this game. Excellent play offensively and defensively, and he picked that pass off. It was telegraphed all the way.
Cats are up by 7. 8:50 to go. Kenyon Martin will check back in shortly. James Harris called for a foul away from the ball. His reputation is that he is among the league leaders in fouls permitted. Very physical player, and that push was called a foul on Harris.
Well, they got him with the knee also. Took the knee and the forearm and put both of them directly into tape. The Bearcats need to throw the basketball in the middle to the free throw line and go inside out.
There's Kenyon at the line. Back to Satterfield for 3. Kenny hits a big one.
There you go, Dan, right there. In the middle at the free throw line, and then come back out with the basketball for open shots.
Kenny Satterfield was 0 for 2 from 3-point range before hitting that one. He struggled from long range of late. Shine answers for 3 with a man in his face. Wow. Team for Kenyon Shine.
Big time shot right there from the Shine. As he takes on 2 Bearcats and still knocks down the 3 from deep.
Fletch is open in the corner. Nice feed from Kenyon. And Ryan Fletcher makes the open jump shot. Kenny Satterfield coming up with a steal. And the call is made on Kenny Satterfield. His second foul.
Well, we get a look at Satterfield knock it down to 3. And that was all created because the ball was thrown inside to Kenyon, and he was able to come back outside with the ball. And then Shine comes right back down to answer Satterfield's 3 with his own 3. Said, bring it on. Bring it on.
Kenyon Shine's 39 points against Miami, the most scored by a Conference USA player this year. He's come off the bench to score 19.
Well, Kenyon Shine, he's 7 of 10 from the field. So he's the only guy who's shooting above 50% against the Bearcats. He's getting it done.
Makes 1 of 2. Official stats show him with 21. I had him with 19, so I beg your pardon. Michael elected not to shoot the 3. He was open. Kenyon gets it back from Dermar Johnson and scores. Cincinnati is starting to move the ball around much better. Kenyon Martin goes over 1,000 career points with that short shot.
But damn it, can you see what's happening with the Bearcats offensively? They're going into the free throw line. They're going inside out. That time they got it back inside to Kenyon, who's cutting to the basket. It puts so much pressure on the defense when you get the ball inside.
James Harris put up a shot that hit the side of the board. That's out of bounds. It was out of bounds before the rejection by Kenyon, so that block doesn't count, but he is getting a huge round of applause for going over 1,000 career points. We have a timeout with 7:11 to go. It's Cincinnati by 10. With 7:11 to go, it's Cincinnati 56, Memphis 46. Kenyon Martin on the verge of his second career triple-double. He scored 19 points, has 10 rebounds, so he has the double-double. Kenyon has 8 blocks so far in this game, up to 250 in his career, up to 1,001 career points. Kenyon also with 105 career steals. The double-double tonight, the 21st of his career. 7th this season.
The Bearcats have executed so well against the zone of late. Memphis has now gone into the man-to-man. Look for the Bearcats to throw the ball inside and just pound on Memphis.
Kenyon inside, gets his man in the air, shoots, and draws the foul from Kelly Wise. Number 3 on the Memphis sophomore.
Bob Huggins instructed Kenyon Martin to turn hard to the center or to the baseline, because really he had the baseline open.
Kenyon Martin at the line.
Bob Huggins forever coaching on the sidelines.
Kenyon's first free throw no good. He had been 3 for 3 in this ball game. And with that free throw, that's a $50 donation to the Bob Huggins Foundation in support of Coaches versus Cancer, courtesy of Provident Bank.
I tell you, tonight, Kenyon certainly hasn't done anything to hurt his Player of the Year status.
Ryan Fletcher with good hustle to get to that ball, and he deflected it to Kenyon. Kenyon with a jam! Off the beautiful feed, Cincinnati leads by 13.
Cincinnati is so tough to guard when you go man-to-man. Satterfield sees everyone on the floor, and that time he had Kenyon in eye shot the whole way, and he threw the lob.
Wise gets behind Fletcher and scores. 7 points for Kelly Wise. Kenyon now at 22 points, 11 boards, and 8 blocked shots. 5:57 to go. Kenyon to try and get 2 more blocks. We are told that officially Kenyon Martin is being credited with 9 blocked shots. Once again, a little pushing and shoving erupts.
Well, while the officials sort out the mayhem, we'll take a look at Kenyon getting the lob from Satterfield, and big fella goes airborne and finishes strong. Gives the glass a little tap, just to let, I guess he wants to let the backboard know he's been there.
So again, officially, Kenyon being credited with 9 blocked shots. 1 more will give him his second career triple-double. Be hard to top the game he had against DePaul as a sophomore. 24 points, 23 boards, and 10 blocks.
I tell you what, though, 22 points, 11 boards, and 9 blocks. That's still pretty strong.
It sure is. Kenny Satterfield for 3. Ryan Fletcher with the offensive rebound. Pete Michael for 3. Kenyon Martin throws it down. Oh, my Lord.
Wow. Superior finish right there. He's so quick off his feet. That time he finished that one strong with a man hanging on him.
24 points, a dozen boards, and 9 blocks for Kenyon. Kenyon grabs that rebound and makes the quick outlet to Kenny Satterfield. Michael draws the foul.
Well, let's take a look at Kenyon finishing on the rebound as he's in great position, and he catches that one and gives it a little cut back action, and he slingshots the ball through the rim.
Pete Michael at the line. Shooting 2.
Pete Michael at the line for UC. And his first one is good. 10 points for Pete.
The Bearcats number 5, Jermaine Tate, return replacing Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin and Dermar Johnson head to the bench.
And this was called a timeout.
We'll see if Kenyon stays on the bench with Cincinnati up by 14. My guess is he'll come back in. The coaches are aware generally of statistical plateaus, and I'm sure they realize, or we'll find out, that Kenyon needs 1 more block for the triple-double.
Well, no one puts a body on Kenyon Martin, and I can't understand how you leave a guy with his athletic ability that wide open rebounding the basketball. Makes you pay.
Cincinnati's 14-point lead is its biggest of the game. Cat jumped out to an early 12-point lead at 18-6. Memphis came back to get as close as 2. Now the Cats have run it out to 14.
Well, you've got a lot of fans here. We're stopping by. I want to say hi. How you doing? Are you doing the game? What's going on?
It's reminiscent of Boise when the vendor came by and wanted to take our food order in the middle of the broadcast. Hi, sir. What would you like to eat? A little busy at the moment. Thank you. Pete Michaels' second free throw is good. Cats by 15. 5 minutes to go.
Well, the Cats have ballooned this lead out to the largest of the game for them.
Wise shoots and scores. 9 points for Kelly Wise.
You can see Kelly Wise has a nice touch around the basket. He was able to catch that basketball and spin, but stay under control and able to knock down the shot. Memphis has switched back into the zone defense to try and slow the Bearcats down. Again, the ball is moving around the perimeter. They need to get the ball inside and come back out with it.
Satterfield had Fletch wide open on the low block. Did not deliver the ball. Shamail Jones gets behind the defense and scores. His first basket in the second half after scoring 8 points in the first.
Well, the Bearcats did not get back defensively that time. Not really paying attention to what's going on.
And Kenyon's break won't last long. He is set to check back in.
Again, right now the ball is traveling around the perimeter. When Kenyon Martin was in the game, he was able to catch it at the free throw line.
Satterfield penetrates but puts up a bad shot. Here comes Memphis with numbers. Trask to Jones. Fouled by Logan. That could be intentional. Doesn't look like it'll be called that way, but Steve made no secret of the fact that he was going to shove Jones before he could either lay it up or dunk it.
And from this vantage point, it looked like that was an intentional foul. It looked like he just threw himself into Shamail Jones, and that very well could have been an intentional foul, but the officials didn't think so.
So Memphis with a chance to get it right back down to single digits. After the Cats had stretched the lead to 15, Jones hits the first. Kenyon Martin and Dermar Johnson back in. Satterfield and Fletcher head to the bench.
And Cincinnati back with the starters. The big lineup.
Jones makes them both. 12 points for Shamail Jones tonight. And Memphis is back within 9. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Tigers providing a challenge tonight at 63-54 Bearcats. With 7:11 to go at Cincinnati 56, Memphis 46. Kenyon Martin on the verge of his second career triple-double. He scored 19 points, has 10 rebounds, so he has the double-double. Kenyon has 8 blocks so far in this game, up to 250 in his career, up to 1,001 career points. Kenyon also with 105 career steals. The double-double tonight, the 21st of his career, 7th this season.
The Bearcats have executed so well against the zone of late. Memphis has now gone into the man-to-man. Look for the Bearcats to throw the ball inside and just pound on Memphis.
Kenyon inside, gets his man in the air, shoots, and draws the foul from Kelly Wise. Number 3 on the Memphis sophomore.
Bob Huggins instructed Kenyon Martin to turn hard to the center or to the baseline, because really he had the baseline open.
Kenyon Martin at the line.
Bob Huggins, forever coaching on the sidelines.
Kenyon's first free throw no good. He had been 3 for 3 in this ball game. free throw. That's a $50 donation to the Bob Huggins Foundation in support of Coaches versus Cancer, courtesy of Provident Bank.
I tell you, tonight, Kenyon certainly hasn't done anything to hurt his Player of the Year status.
Ryan Fletcher with good hustle to get to that ball, and he deflected it to Kenyon. Kenyon with a jam! Off the beautiful feed, Cincinnati leads by 13.
Cincinnati is so tough to guard when you go man-to-man. Satterfield sees everyone on the floor, and that time he had Kenyon in eye shot the whole way, and he threw the lob.
Wise gets behind Fletcher and scores. 7 points for Kelly Wise. Kenyon now at 22 points, 11 boards, and 8 blocked shots. 5:57 to go. Kenyon to try and get 2 more blocks. We are told that officially Kenyon Martin is being credited with 9 blocked shots. Once again, a little pushing and shoving erupts.
Well, while the officials sort out the mayhem, we'll take a look at Kenyon getting the lob from Satterfield, and big fella goes airborne and finishes strong. Gives the glass a little tap, just to let, I guess he wants to let the backboard know he's been there.
So again, officially, Kenyon being credited with 9 blocked shots. 1 more will give him his second career triple-double. Be hard to top the game he had against DePaul as a sophomore. 24 points, 23 boards, and 10 blocks.
I tell you what, though, 22 points, 11 boards, and 9 blocks. That's still pretty strong.
It sure is. Kenny Satterfield for 3. Ryan Fletcher with the offensive rebound. Pete Michael for 3. Kenyon Martin throws it down. Oh, my Lord.
Wow. Superior finish right there. He's so quick off his feet. That time he finished that one strong with a man hanging on him.
24 points, a dozen boards, and 9 blocks for Kenyon. Kenyon grabs that rebound and makes the quick outlet to Kenny Satterfield. Michael draws the foul.
Well, let's take a look at Kenyon finishing on the rebound as he's in great position, and he catches that one and gives it a little cut back action, and he slingshots the ball through the rim.
Pete Michael at the line. Shooting 2.
Pete Michael at the line for UC. And his first one is good. 10 points for Pete.
The Bearcats number 5, Jermaine Tate, return to play station Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin and Dermar Johnson head to the bench.
And this was called a timeout.
We'll see if Kenyon stays on the bench with Cincinnati up by 14. My guess is he'll come back in. The coaches are aware generally of statistical plateaus, and I'm sure they realize, or we'll find out, that Kenyon needs 1 more block for the triple-double.
Well, no one puts a body on Kenyon Martin, and I can't understand how you leave a guy with his athletic ability that wide open rebounding the basketball. Makes you pay.
Cincinnati's 14-point lead is its biggest of the game. Cat jumped out to an early 12-point lead at 18-6. Memphis came back to get as close as 2. Now the Cats have run it out to 14.
Well, you've got a lot of fans here. We're stopping by. I want to say hi. Why you doing the game? What's going on?
It's reminiscent of Boise when the vendor came by and wanted to take our food order in the middle of the broadcast. Hi, sir. What would you like to eat? A little busy at the moment. Thank you. Pete Michael's second free throw is good. Cats by 15. 5 minutes to go.
Well, the Cats have ballooned this lead out to the largest of the game for them.
Wise shoots and scores. 9 points for Kelly Wise.
You can see Kelly Wise has a nice touch around the basket. He was able to catch that basketball and spin, but stay under control and able to knock down the shot. Memphis has switched back into the zone defense to try and slow the Bearcats down. Again, the ball is moving around the perimeter. They need to get the ball inside and come back out with it.
Satterfield had Fletch wide open on the low block. Did not deliver the ball. Shamail Jones gets behind the defense and scores his first basket in the second half after scoring 8 points in the first.
Well, the Bearcats did not get back defensively that time. Not really paying attention to what's going on.
And Kenyon's break won't last long. He is set to check back in.
Again, right now the ball is traveling around the perimeter. When Kenyon Martin was in the game, he was able to catch it at the free throw line.
Satterfield penetrates but puts up a bad shot. Here comes Memphis with numbers. Trask to Jones. Fouled by Logan. That could be intentional. Doesn't look like it'll be called that way, but Steve made no secret of the fact that he was going to shove Jones before he could either lay it up or dunk it.
And from this vantage point, it looked like that was an intentional foul. It looked like he just threw himself into Shamail Jones, and that very well could have been an intentional foul, but the officials didn't think so.
So Memphis with a chance to get it right back down to single digits. After the Cats had stretched the lead to 15, Jones hits the first. Kenyon Martin and Dermar Johnson back in. Satterfield and Fletcher head to the bench.
Cincinnati back with the starters. The big lineup.
Jones makes them both. 12 points for Shamail Jones tonight. And Memphis is back within 9. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Tigers providing a challenge tonight at 63-54 Bearcats. The UC Bearcats have not lost a home game in nearly 800 days, 788 to be exact. They lead by 9 here. And taking a look at our Gentry game summary, Memphis still down at 30% shooting. Kenyon Martin obviously the star of this game, but Jermaine Tate has come through on the defensive end.
Absolutely. He's been very solid defensively. He's rebounded the basketball, and as you can see, the Bearcats have now jumped ahead in the rebounding area, 44-41. So Tate a large part of that.
That's a nice catch by Donald Little. The feed to Pete Michael and the dunk. Close call there for Cincinnati, but it results in the easy bucket and an 11-point lead.
Well, nice job by Donald Little coming to the basketball, and he immediately knew that he had a streaking Pete Michael when he found him for the dunk.
Kelly Wise trying to draw a foul from Kenyon Martin, but he travels. Kenyon was hoping to get a shot at block number 10.
Tommy Rucker made the right call right there. That was a walk. Kenyon causes jittery feet, but you get a look at the finish by Pete Michael.
I am no lip reader, but it looked like Kenyon just said to official Ted Hillary, I need one more. That foul's on Memphis. And it's on Shamail Jones, his first.
Well, I'm pretty sure Kenyon would have really liked the opportunity to get that block instead of the travel. Either way it goes, it was going to be a turnover.
So Kenyon will head to the line with 24 points, 13 boards, and 9 blocks. 3:02 to go.
Shooting 1-1.
He makes the first, and as a result, will get another. If you weren't with us for the start of this ball game, Kenyon Martin came out like he was going to block every shot Memphis took. He had 6 of his 9 blocks in the first 6 minutes of this game. Kenyon hits them both. He's 6 for 7 from the line. And is one off his career scoring high. He has 26 points. As high as 27 in the recent game at Tulane.
Well, look who Shine has drawn as a defender now. Pete Michael is guarding Shine.
Shamail Jones blocked by Kenyon. There's number 10. His second career triple-double. The 13th in UC history. The Big O, Oscar Robertson had 10. Kenyon with his second. Rick Roberson had 1. De'Ron Shine steps on the sideline. That's a Memphis turnover.
Well, Kenyon stays on his feet, keeps his distance, and then he just rejects that one out of bounds. That's what Kenyon does the best, I believe, and that is keeping distance. He keeps himself away from the offensive player.
Dermar Johnson lays it in. Memphis going to the full court pressure and Cincinnati getting layups. Marcus Moody misses for 3. Dermar Johnson breaks away with a rebound. Logan from the foul line hits. 10 points for Steve Logan tonight. Cincinnati leads by 17. Win number 40 in a row at the Shoe. 2 minutes away.
Well, this game is much closer than what the score is going to indicate. Again, the Bearcats have really worked hard here in the second half defensively.
Donald Little hustling to get to that rebound. He goes tumbling over the first row of seats and fortunately is okay. He'll get a nice round of applause for the hustle. College basketball tonight, Duke was a winner at home over NC State, but took overtime for Duke to record home win number 44 in a row. Duke's second in longest home court winning streaks active. Duke at 44 and Utah at 45. And again, the list of all-time triple-doubles in UC history. Kenyon Martin with 1 as a sophomore against DePaul and number 2 tonight against Memphis. Kenyon hits the turnaround and he has a new career scoring high. 28 points, 13 rebounds and 10 blocked shots.
Well, Kenyon Martin has just taken this Bearcat team, put it on his back, taken over the second half.
1 minute 15 seconds to go. Perhaps Kenyon will have his first 30-point game at the collegiate level. 1 bucket away. Dermar Johnson to the hoop and he lays it in. Dermar in double figures now with 10 points. Cats lead by 19. That foul will be called on Donald Little, his first.
Team foul number 10.
Yeah, the end result is going to be a fairly lopsided win. It'll look good nationally. Cats will know better. They struggled tonight, particularly offensively. But they will improve to 17-1.
Well, this will run the Bearcats to 5-0 in the conference with a really tough one coming up. I believe it's Saturday. Sunday.
Marquette.
Sunday at Marquette. Marquette's been playing outstanding basketball. They knocked off Louisville. They knocked off DePaul also. And they gained a lot of confidence in being able to come into the Shoemaker Center and play the Cincinnati Bearcats tough. So that's going to be an outstanding ball game there at Marquette.
And then perhaps an even tougher game at Louisville a week from today. Louisville is 8-0 at home this year and has won 12 straight at Freedom Hall.
And they have really gotten up against teams that have come into their building that have been ranked.
Yeah, the Cardinals are mediocre on the road this year, but they have been terrific at home. 19 seconds left in the game. Kenyon shoots, comes up short. Pete Michael gets to the offensive rebound. 2 on the shot clock, and the 35-second shot clock runs out. Kenyon Martin's shot did not hit the rim, therefore the shot clock was never reset.
Yeah, I think that shot was partially blocked. Bearcats trying to get Kenyon the ball so he can get 30.
Bob Huggins will put the 2 walk-ons in, Dave Dissinger and Chris Tafflinger. 9 seconds for one of those 2 guys to fire up a shot.
You know, coming in this late in the game, not really having an opportunity, it counts as a game against you, so this will certainly drop their scoring averages.
Unless they can score in 9 seconds. Kieran Shine, double teamed, gets rid of it to Trask. Courtney Trask shoots. It is no good. And he goes 0 for 7 from the floor in this ball game. Final margin is 20. The game was much closer. Cincinnati closes on a 12-1 run, and thanks to the second career triple-double for Kenyon Martin, beats Memphis 75-55.
Well, Kenyon Martin really dominated this game here in the second half, and he's the reason why the Bearcats were able to go on to a 20-point victory, as he was just awesome on the offensive and defensive ends of the floor.
28 points, 13 boards, 10 block shots for Kenyon Martin. Our final score tonight, Cincinnati 75, Memphis 55.